Dear friends, the theme of our talk today would focus on the role of the church in tackling and helping the problems of the youth. The theme presupposes that there are certain problems that affect the lives of the youth in the contemporary society. By 2002, India will have 34% of the youth. Then an average Indian will be 29 years old. The World Bank uses this figure. Whether this figure is alarming or encouraging and giving hope to the country is the question today. Personally speaking, I am optimistic about the youth, and they are a great resources for the country and for the society at large. There are widely discussed problems of the youth such as drug abuse, crime, violence, sexual aberrations, alcoholism, etc. But are these the real problems of the youth? Or are they only the symptoms of the deeper issues that affect the contemporary youth? I think that we cannot tackle all the problems simultaneously. What is important is to prioritize the problems and issues and address the crucial ones. I would categorize them into four. First, basically, the main problem of the youth, I think, is a feeling of emptiness. Many youngsters undergo a sense of hopelessness and helplessness. In such a complex situation, they are confused with regard to the moral values in their personal lives. They are in an identity crisis, and they are at crossroads, not knowing whether to turn for guidance, where to turn for guidance. They are facing enormous pressures of performance, and there is an unhealthy competition in the field of education and jobs. They are caught between the exigencies of survival in a competitive world and a deep desire for interhuman relationship. Thirdly, the uncontrolled explosion of the digital world also has a negative impact in the lives of the youth. The traditional institutions such as family, religion, and the moral fabric of the society have been challenged in the global market and undermined by the forces such as electronic media and ideologies that poo-poo the traditional values of the society. And lastly, I think the youth of today find themselves more often the victims of political insensitivity. We have more followers, imitators, conformists, rather than leaders and innovators of the youth. Faced with all these issues, they did not feel competent enough to face the concrete realities of life. They lack self-confidence and they experience low self-esteem, and as a result, they tend to live in the cultural islands with no bridges. Therefore, their circles of belongingness are becoming narrow and they are somehow living in a social ghetto. In the light of the above issues, we need to talk of the role of the church in helping the youth of today. First of all, I think the church needs to take two approaches towards the problems of the youth, or addressing the problems of the youth. The first approach, I would say, the church has to address not only her children and youth, but also she has to be a catalyst in promoting the welfare of all the youth in the society. Second approach should be, as I think, the church's role is no more the role of a preacher and giving advices to the youth, which they are no more ready to accept. And here, on the other hand, church has to be a facilitator in ushering in the human values in their lives. What are the specific roles she has to take or has to play in helping our youngsters? For me, three things are important. These are not exhaustive. There are many other roles the church can take, but I would propose these three are the important ones for me. The church has to have a comprehensive view of the youth and their issues and make a serious effort to identify and prioritize the issues of high relevance. Church needs to take into account the diversities of culture and situations of the youth in the country. Secondly, the church is very much active in the field of education. I think it is high time the church takes initiative to restructure the educational system in order to minimize the competition and rivalry in the society. Many youth feel marginalized and excluded in the present curriculum and the educational system. So the educational curriculum needs to include universally desirable values which would promote justice and brotherhood among the people of all religions. Finally, we should also understand the fact that even now the family setup and parental authority has considerable leverage in the Indian society. Whatever be the changes in the society, the family has a key role in the lives of the youth. Therefore, the church has to recapture the relationship with each family in her pastoral life. The ministry of relationship is the best way of influencing the lives of the youth, or the best way of playing an influential role in the lives of the youth and attending to their problems. The emphasis or the emptiness they feel in their lives is to be filled in with love and recognition and care and acceptance. When they feel that they are accepted, or if they are not accepted, if they are not heard, they seek for diversions to compensate the lacunae in their lives. In short, the basic problems of the youth are to be addressed through the renewing and revamping of the educational system and by re-establishing the cordial relationship with the families of the youth. I think this is the challenge for the church today in the world. Thank you.